All right, September 5th workout breakdown. Lots of little things in here, nothing major that I want to go over, but enough points of clarity that I think it's worth the video. First week of the chest cycle. I know chest cycle tends to be or is the most popular cycle. People really, really enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's a big piece and kind of like the kryptonite to a lot of people on the Urban Legend, which is coming up 2 months from now. So kind of good timing in that sense. But again, you can choose not to do the cycle. Just remember, like, cycles are completely optional. Like, I'm going to post a video, if it's not already posted, on YouTube about the benefit of cycle. I think a lot of people just, hear us say, like, you should be cycling, but a lot of people just aren't totally sure as to, like, really, like, what a cycle is doing for you. So that'll be up there, so I don't need to talk about that too much here. The knee alignment and control. This is day 2, I believe, of this one. Again, not going to spend a lot of time on this. Again, the monthly emphasis you guys are hear enough of and go over enough in class. The actual workout itself, a couple little things here. So everybody's going to do, that's not doing the cycle. Everybody's going to do the chest press and the incline press. And you'll notice you have 2 options right here. You have the regular option, which is 8 to 12 reps at 50%, incline press 8 to 12 reps at 40% plus, or I put an option in there for you guys to do these 2 movements with a pause. And if you're wondering, like, what's the difference between that and a pause is a great option. Think of it as like tempo. Like, it's a great option for people that are learning the movement. Their bodies don't quite know the line of motion yet. Maybe the motor control, again, is just not there yet. The neuromuscular efficiency needs to improve. It's a great opportunity to work on generating force from a deficit, essentially, at the bottom of the movement, where you do pause, you halt all momentum, and it forces your little muscles and the stabilizers to really engage during that pause to stabilize whatever the load is. So it's not necessarily like a movement for newer people. It's just a great movement to kind of reset yourself, or if you are kind of new, to learn, control, and get an understanding of how to do these movements, execute these movements with each rep as efficiently as possible. So that being said, the other side of that is, like, it's also just ridiculously hard if you want to, if you're a seasoned lifter and you want to kind of change the pace up a little bit, shock the body a little bit, and try, with a full 2 count pause at the bottom and eliminate momentum. A lot of us haven't done that in a while, and it's a great opportunity to kind of see what our raw strength is, because a lot of times you throw a pause in there and all of a sudden we cannot do what we've been able to do the last couple times we've lifted. So a great opportunity to kind of just enlighten yourselves or give yourself some extra repetition, time under tension with a pause. So that's what's there for. If somebody's going to ask, can I pause on both? Yeah, totally. You definitely can. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do pause for both of these without an issue. After the chest press and the incline press, you're going to be pretty taxed for sure. So you guys will go over. In terms of time, I think, if you choose to skip the superset and just do the Metcon, you will finish early. But I'm not really opposed to it, right? Those first 2 lifts are going to be pretty taxing. And then if you were to skip the superset and go right into the Metcon, if you put some real energy into that Metcon, we play tested this a couple weeks ago. It's a bit of a beatdown. There's no actual written in rest. So you guys are really just ping-ponging back and forth between the row and the decline press. Now, I didn't want to add a percentage to the decline press based off what you want to do. So you can kind of choose, do you want to stay 8 to 10 reps and work off of, the rower and a heavier weight or heavier load, or would you prefer to work off the lower 12 to 15 rep type of situation where you're, down near like 40% and you're just working on ping-ponging back and forth quite literally as fast as you can with unbroken sets, and your heart rate never truly comes back down to kind of like a recovery level. So, obviously if you were to go a little bit heavier and you stay in 8 to 10, like, you're not going to just be able to get off a 400-meter row if you're moving aggressively and just grab your 60, 65, 70% weight, nail 10 reps in a row, hop right up and just keep going. Like, you're going to have to slow down. It's a lot harder to move that added load when your heart rate's that elevated, under the assumption you're moving aggressively on the rower, of course. So you guys have a little bit of flexibility there. I think I enjoy giving you those options. I like having those options. A lot of times it just kind of depends on what I'm trying to achieve, maybe what I've been working on. But again, the superset is there. You can choose to do superset, brutal superset, tricep press, and tricep push-ups back to back. Again, I put that number 3 to 5 supersets. I don't love putting a 5 there, but there are people that have been lifting long enough that can totally get away with doing 5 of these. I just want to make sure that, if you've been here for 3, 6, you can argue even a year and a half, like 5 supersets after the flat bench and incline is just a ton of volume. So, don't feel like you have to do that just because you see somebody else that's been here for 8 years doing a fifth set. Like 3 and 4 is totally enough volume You should be okay with that. And that's a regular workout. Now, if you're choosing to do the cycle, this will look kind of familiar to you, I think. I've kind of fallen in love with the setup on week 1 of GVT. GVT is just so enlightening to give you an exact idea of where you currently stand with a appropriate amount of weight. So the 1 rep max, you can't do a cycle if you don't know your 1 rep max. It's just like, that's step 1. Like, if you haven't done a 1 rep max in 4 months, like, do the 1 rep max. Like, you can't just guess. It'll throw the entire cycle off. It'll dilute the entire thing. It could totally, by week 6, you might be like, oh my God, this isn't working. It's because, well, I never knew my actual 1 rep max. It might be 10 pounds less than I thought it was, or 10 pounds more than I thought it was, or whatever, right? You fill in the blank. But you got to know your 1 rep max. Take the 10, 15 minutes to do it. Just knock it out. And then you go into GVT, 10 sets of 10. Your goal is to see whatever weight you picked, right? 60% being kind of like the gold standard of GVT. And I've said this in past videos, like 60% is insanely hard to do 10 sets of 10 with a 1 minute rest. So I don't expect anybody to do this. And if you've been cycling with us for a while, you'll know that week 8 is typically or traditionally also a cycle, is also a GVT. So you guys get to repeat the GVT in 2 months and see where your strength and capacity has improved, which it will improve in 8 weeks, I can tell you that. So whatever you use today, or I guess on the 5th, if you choose 40%, 50%, your goal is to just get a number out of the 100 reps. How many did you complete? So let's say you did 71 of them. That's fantastic. Week 8's going to roll around 2 months from now. There's a world where you probably be like, you know what? Whatever weight I used on week 1, I'm definitely stronger. I'm going to use a bigger weight, and I'm going to see if I can still get to that 71 or get as close to that 100 overall reps as you can. And then again, cycles are a lot about volume and just becoming more efficient with whatever movement is we're working on. So decline press, incline tricep press, and then you got push-up variation at the bottom. You're looking like 16 to 22 sets right here. So a lot of you guys are going to be pretty wrecked here on chest day, I would imagine the next day. So that's kind of the name of the game, is load volume, and we'll just progressively overload, and we'll work on chipping away at the volume over the course of the 12-week cycle. And again, you guys will see the benefits if you show up. And that's the last thing. Like, you can't miss cycles. I know a lot of people get kind of crazy and they start missing 2-3 cycles, making them up 10 days later. Like, cycles are all about precision and structure. We've got to have some level of discipline in showing up on cycle days if you at all can control it.